Hey, how you doing? Good morning, or almost, well, afternoon. Anyways, I'm noticing one of the contradictions. I'm looking at my computer right here. You can't see it, but one of the alleged contradictions has to do with wine in the Bible. Is it good? Is it bad? Should you drink it? Should you not drink it? Basically, in this particular website, they're saying that we see these verses that talk about wine being a blessing. May God give you an abundance of wine. Wine makes the heart glad, and so forth. But then there are other passages that tell us to be not drunk with wine, or that we shouldn't drink wine in certain situations at all. Let's see if we can clear up this misconception, because clearly Jesus made wine at a wedding for people who'd already been drinking wine. Jesus himself drank wine. But here's the distinction. First of all, being drunk with wine is the prohibition, not drinking wine. Secondly, there are certain situations the Apostle Paul was addressing where there was wine and meat that had been used in pagan rituals. And even though Paul's saying there's really nothing wrong with that meat, there's really nothing wrong with that wine, if people who had been involved in the past in those pagan rituals are offended by you drinking that wine or eating that meat, in that context, maybe you shouldn't drink that wine or eat that meat. Sometimes you've got to be sensitive to your environment. Clearly, if you've got an alcohol problem, you might have to abstain altogether. That might actually relate to many other things that people deal with in terms of personal strengths and weaknesses. But there's certainly not a contradiction in a certain context of wine being both a blessing and something that can be dangerous if used improperly or in an improper context.